everyone, to another episode of the Grey Boys podcast. I'm your host, Mac Daddy Gene, the Mean Gene Machine, the Ultimate Genist, and I'm here to talk about the video game Kakarot. Because I think a podcast or two ago, I'm not sure when this is going up, Will had his first solo cast, and he talked about different video games that he's playing and he's excited for and waiting on. But he said that Kakarot was better left to me. So I'm here to give my little review on that. But first, I just want to clear up some ends because he left the last podcast talking about him building a deck to beat my deck because, he aspires to be a great duelist such as myself. So we had our duel. It was cool. We dueled 4 times. I beat him once, but listen. So even though I lost 3 times, I didn't go out like no bitch, all right? Because I got him down like pretty low. Like I think in one turn I got him down to like 100 health, and he was already sweating and everything, and he looked like he about to cry and shit. But he did beat me like 2 turns later. But he has like a really like I call it a passive aggressive deck because it's just a deck of just losing life points left and right. The deck was just flip this card, lose life points. This card's attacking you directly. Uh, Here's this trap card, you're gonna lose life points. Draw a card, you're losing life points. You have cards on the field, lose life points. Sneeze, lose life points. It was just a goddamn headache. That deck was a real. It, that deck gives me PTSD. It was the most annoying thing ever. Then he had another deck, which was a Dark Magician deck. It was, I'll give credit where credit's due. It was masterfully made. It was a good deck. I have no, like, I lost that deck fair and square. I can't remember which deck I beat, but that Dark Magician deck, I don't think he should ever dismantle it. That has to have been the best in the whole time we've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That has to be the best deck he's ever made. But in retaliation, I gave him my for anyone who knows Yu-Gi-Oh. If you don't, you can look it up. But there's this item called the Millennium Puzzle. So I have this chain necklace of the Millennium Puzzle because it's kind of like a icon for King of Games. But since I lost so badly, I let him keep the chain until I can earn it back by winning. So he has it right now. I built a whole new deck with cards that he's never seen me use before. It's called Pendulum cards, and it's if you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh, then you kind of might have an idea of what it's about. But I basically put a card on the left side, card on the right side, and you get to summon any number of card. Mind you, there's only 5 monster zone. This isn't speed duels where there's only 3, but you can summon any monster who has the stars in between those two factors. So I'm hoping with that I should be able to beat him down because none of his he's a very complicated man. None of his moves are going off first turn. His moves all take 4 turns in advance, and he gets too cocky for his own good, where he wants his plans to go through that he holds off on beating me. So hopefully I use that against him. I'm hoping to beat him before this podcast comes out because I know he's not listening to my podcast until it goes up with the rest of you. So I'll have the element of surprise because he definitely won't expect me to be using Pendulum. I don't even think he knows I have Pendulum cards. So it's gonna be real fun. Can't wait to update you guys on that. Right now, so actually, I'm gonna call him right now to see because he told me when he's ready to duel. I have to let him know because he's gonna try and build something last minute. So let's see if he'll answer. He's not really one for answering the phone.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
I'm actually recording live.
You're what? Oh, my bad. You
I'm
record.
recording.
Okay, no, no. I
No,
just
that's okay. What's up?
yeah. I just want to I want to let you know I'm coming to duel you on Wednesday.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, so are you gonna make a new deck or am I gonna face the same old deck?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Are you gonna make a new deck or do I have to use or am I facing the same old deck?
I think by then I'll definitely have two new decks.
Okay, all right. Well, I got something that's
But I
gonna.
mean, either way, you're going down.
I'm getting my chain back on Wednesday. I'm getting my chain
Oh
back.
yeah, I forgot I had it. I feel like I quickly.
Don't worry, I'm getting it back. So don't even get used to it. All
I'm
right?
gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna wear it the whole duel.
I'll snatch it right off. You know what?
Like,
It
you
doesn't
know
even
what?
matter.
I might even just this huge fucking. I might wear it to work one day under my shirt, and it's every couple like periods, like take it out and selfie it
You know it's just gonna
around my
stab you,
neck.
right?
What?
You see how pointy that thing is? It's gonna stab you right in the chest.
What if someone tries to break into school and I use it as a weapon and I kill them? It's like a whole thing.
All right.
Do I get to keep it?
I mean, at that
Do I
point,
kill
yeah.
someone with it?
I just know that you told me to let you know when I'm ready to duel you. So
Yeah, dude, you look, man. My doors are always open to you and your shitty deck. Okay? Always.
okay, we'll see. Cause I think my new
If
deck,
you
this new deck is brand new. No card you've ever seen before, and one card you've seen before.
the beef came of age, you're sorry. You fucking you're saying too much strategy.
Yeah, but it's gonna be done differently. Watch. I'm gonna win.
How can we do that differently? It doesn't make any sense.
Just
It's the same
you
way.
know what? Just wait till Wednesday, all right?
Bro, I don't want you leaving crying though. Okay? I want to bruise your skin, not your heart.
All right. Just get ready.
This is by the way, this is a good podcast.
Well,
Gotta make it right now.
and it's
It
going.
might be the best one we've ever had.
We. Oh, you mean Grey Boys?
Great, great boys.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. I'll talk to you later. All right?
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So as you can see from the fear in his voice, he's afraid of this one card in my deck called the Beast King Barbados. That card, holy shit! I got lucky because my deck originally the way we started the whole Yu-Gi-Oh thing was if we bought these Egyptian God booster pack stuff, like it came with enough packs to build a deck. So I open up all the packs, he opens up all his packs, and we duel. My deck came with two of those Beast King Barbadoses. And what it does is when it's summoned after tributing three monsters, wipes out everything off from your opponent's side of the field. Monsters gone, spells gone, everything gone, and he's nothing without his goddamn limiter spell cards. If he knows once I summon Beast King Barbados is kind of over for him, it's the one card he's been trying to counterplay for like years now. But we are way off topic. We're already 8 minutes in, and I haven't even talked about Kakarot. So I'll give you an update on that on the duel on my next solo cast, or Will do it on his next solo cast. But we'll let you know how the rivalry goes. And when I get my chain back, okay, on to Kakarot. So, like Will said before, I'm a huge fan of the Dragon Ball franchise. Like anything they do, I've always been like a big fan of them. So right now with Kakarot, I think even he was shocked for me to say that I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. I mean, I'm a fan of it, but just not that big of a fan of it. So the whole thing with this game is, like, I see what they're doing. Like every Dragon Ball game, they try to do something different. Like they had Xenoverse, and that was all cool and everything. Had great multiplayer, and it was a story they were trying to do a little differently. But it didn't. It worked some way, but there's only so many ways you can do the same thing and just also change it. I mean, I'm saying it weird, but like they would basically do the same fights except oh no, the enemy's stronger this time, so we have to send your character to go help the main character. But in the end of the day, it just goes back to normal. So I know for Will, he didn't find that to be enough difference for him to really care. But for me, I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool. Um, then they had Fighters, which was like on par with like Street Fighter and like Tekken, because it had that fighting. It was more like I'm trying to think of the game that the company that you made made it. It was they made Guilty Gear and Cross Tag Team. It's a fighting game, and it has like the whole combos and everything, like quarter circle O, back quarter circle square, do super attacks, and then combos. You're supposed to match up. It was a legitimate fighting game. Like it was at like Evo tournaments, and had a pretty big following. And I think to this day people are still playing fighters as an esports. But with Kakarot, what they wanted to do this time was make an RPG. So when I say they wanted to make it an RPG, I mean like just to grind the levels, side quests, a main story. And when it first announced, everyone was hyped. Like, oh, this is RPG, this is different from what we're used to. But as usual, how much different can you get from the main story? I have no problem going through the main story because my whole thing is I understand we're going through this main story over and over again, but I want the gameplay to be different. I want the way you tell the story to be different. I want I want to have fun playing the game again. Like don't make me do the same thing over again in terms of gameplay and story cuz then I'm done. Kakarot was a completely different way of gameplay due to the leveling up, the side quests and everything. It was it was different, yes. But if you're looking for something more complicated and everything, you're not getting that. This isn't like fighters. You have one button for combos, which is just O that you're mashing. You can press triangle to go fire key blasts, and you also launch super attacks. If you're looking for something complicated, this isn't it. But if you're looking for a game where you're supposed to grind levels and everything, then this is the game for you. So, as far as the game is, the side quests are, in my opinion, horrible. You're doing the same thing. The first three side quests will sum up every side quest for the rest of the game for you. Go fight this person, go look for this item, and a lot of times the go look for this item quest will also add to throw you off a fight. So you're just so it's either so it's a lot. It's always the same thing. I said the first three quests are basically the same, but it's really just the first two. Find items, fight. That's all you're doing. There's nothing new you're gonna be doing. I just got to the Android Saga, and the only thing they added was now we I was racing. I was doing a time attack race with the computer for on this bipedal machine, but it wasn't fun at all. Like the side quests, it was no fun at all. The side quests also, I know what you're thinking, like side quests, chance to level up. The side quests are okay. I mean, they give you a good amount of experience, but if you just want to play through the story, you'll be fine because every time you finish a fight, they give you in the story mode, they give you like 200, 3,000, 300,000 experience, which is enough to level up your character to put it on par with wherever you are in the story. If you just did story straight, the game will give you enough experience so you're on the same level as the enemy, so you don't have to worry about being under level or anything. The Like any good RPG, they have like the enemies roaming around that you can grind, but I find that to be so useless because the enemies don't give that much experience. Like I'm at a point in the game where I need over 500k to level up, and the enemies out in the open are only giving me 10,000, 9,000. It's really not enough to just be standing there and grinding. But the side quests will give you experience, but they're so they're really ridiculous. Like they're not fun at all. Like I'm not enjoying doing any of them. And sometimes they're just like, oh, you gotta destroy trees to find this item. And it's just like they give you an area, you're supposed to destroy all the trees, and it's just it's the side quests just aggravate me. But you have to do them because there's this part of it. There's this system in the game called the community board, which how it is you get a character's emblem, and you get those emblems from doing side quests, or some you'll get from the main story. But you'll if you want to level up the community board, you'll need those character emblems. So the way the character emblems work is if you have a Goku, you can match Goku with Gohan, which will give a bonus to the community board, which you use to get more items, more experience, better stat boosts. That's what it's for. So back to explanation, like if you have Goku, you match that with Gohan, and it gives you a boost to the community board. If you match Goku with Tien, Vegeta, and Piccolo, then it makes a Goku's rivals bonus, which is all cool and everything to find out how to do bonus. And they give you a limited amount of space, so you need to pick which bonus will give you the more bang for your buck. So that's like the fun, like you're just working it around, and there's different boards, so you play around with that. So I do find myself sometimes staying in that one menu, mixing and matching the characters for a good 10-15 minutes, like really trying to work it around, like leveling up their certain how they help the community board. It's fun, but like that's the only reason why I would do the side quests. Because other than that, the side quests are just they really are useless. Like the the main selling point for this game right now is the story mode. Like I am thoroughly enjoying the story, even though I've seen it 100 times. But it's just a new way to see it. It's like I just got past. I did the Frieza versus Goku, which was super iconic in the anime. So in the game, it was just they did it justice. From the time Goku went Super Saiyan to Frieza going full power, it was a good time. The game, another one of their selling points that I mean when they said it, like it hyped me up, but a part of me was already ready to be disappointed because it's like, oh, this game's gonna answer all your burning questions about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what these burning questions that I didn't even know I had were. So one of them is, where has launch been? And when I heard that, I was like, wasn't really one of my burning questions, but okay, where's she been? Apparently, but I mean, the truth of the matter is that Toriyama forgot about launch, so that's why she hasn't been in Dragon Ball Z, except for that one scene when I think Goku was powering up the Spirit Bomb. But in the game, what they said was she left Roshi's house to look for Tien, but Tien hangs out at Roshi's house, so I don't understand why she even left. So that made no sense at all to me. Another one of their burning questions was I was actually shocked because I never thought about it either. But they always said they had like this little quest with Oolong where they were just like, hey, how come those Saiyans when their tails are cut off, it doesn't grow back? Cause Gohan's grew back, and like they were just curious because Vegeta's didn't grow back either. And I think as a kid I always thought about that, like why didn't his tail grow back? But I was like, whatever, kept it. So I was actually really interested in what the game said about this. So the way the game explained it was like it definitely came out of their ass. Like they didn't really. But we had to go talk to Vegeta, and another stupid side quest, by the way. All I had to do was talk to Vegeta, and he just said, "Oh well, well when I went to go talk to Vegeta, then Vegeta wanted to fight me. Then Vegeta explained to me, oh well, we don't need the Grade 8 form anymore because we're stronger than that in our base form. So the tail never grew back." So that was another one. Like as I played, there'll be more burning questions. But I mean, I thought that was cool explanation, but it was just like, is it really a burning question? Like, I mean, I want to know what Goku's been doing on Yardrat. I mean, I think that would have been cool, but we didn't get any of that, so pretty bummed out. All in all, the game for me was overall. I gave Will this scale, and I guess he wasn't. As a game, I'd give it a 7 because the side quests are just bad. Like they did not do the side quests good at all. Like there's if you're not doing the main story, everything else sucks. As a Dragon Ball Z game, I'll give it an 8. It's beautiful, but I do that burning question stuff really bothered me. So I just get Kakarot if you're okay going through the story again, and you can deal with a little bit of grinding BS. But if you're just like, but if you're sick of doing the whole story over again, this is not for you. You are not gonna enjoy it. The combat's nothing special. It's okay. It's fun. There's some boss battles where they'll change the camera and everything where you're supposed to dodge a certain way, which I think is cool. Keeps you on your toes, but it's nothing special. I would hope for Kakarot 2, we get a lot of Super, because Super, the manga's gone really far. I know the anime stopped after the Tournament of Power arc, but the Super manga is doing a whole new arc on new Namek. There's a new god that's a planet eater, and I believe Vegeta's now a Supreme Kai assistant. I mean, not to give spoilers, because I stopped reading towards the beginning because I plan on collecting all the Dragon Ball Super manga. So I just wanted to keep it. So I want to keep it like a new and a surprise to myself. So I'm not reading ahead anymore. But I Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I know they got DLCs coming out, but I've already sort of kind of checked out of this because I feel like for them to add any super stuff, I'm not hoping for that for DLC. But for Kakarot 2, like I hope this will be the first wave of games that's gonna do Resurrection F, Battle of Gods, the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 saga. I think Kakarot could do those very well because that game is really versatile on how they do the fights and everything. And I the boss battles are a lot of fun. Like if you're not finding the same basic Frieza Soldier ABC, Cyberman ABC, Grunt ABC, then the boss battles are actually pretty challenging and a lot of fun to do. So I think Kakarot would be such a better game if the side story, the sub quest, had a lot more variety, and we were doing something that they didn't really do in that we've already haven't been playing Dragon Ball Z games since like the beginning of the century. It would also be good if we got some original content, like original, like new character, like Dragon Ball Fighters. I wasn't too into the story, but it was still a step in the right direction. Like do that again, and I'm totally for it. I know we're a small podcast, but if somehow word gets to Bandai or whoever makes these games, like this is what the fans want. Like Dragon Ball Z was a series that was all the way from 1996. I know there's only so much you can do, but just branch out, new characters. Like Android 21, I think was a great character. She had a lot of great assets. Um, just I guess a little variety, and I think you'll just get more people on board. Like not just the hardcore fans, but like people who are just like heard about Dragon Ball Z, and then they would get into that. Is Kakarot a good introduction to Dragon Ball Z? I would say so. If this is your first Dragon Ball Z game, then you've got all new stuff to look forward to. So yeah, go ahead, get the game. But if not, then like you've already done it, just that's a skip. Uh, I guess that's all I have to say about Kakarot. I'll keep you guys posted on the me and Will's duel, and stay tuned. We have a lot of good podcasts coming. I believe the podcast episode 10, Will says, is going to be the best podcast ever. So stay tuned for that. I think that comes out. That actually comes out a week before this comes out. So check that video out. Leave a like, subscribe, and we are